Yo, what's up, Chris?
Yo, my brother Reggie, how you doing?
Super good, and you?
I am blessed, man. Brother, I was so excited to have this conversation with you because, man, I'm just gonna throw you some flowers. You're like one of the most energetic, happy, bubbling people I've ever met. And and honestly, I have said this. You are a dichotomy of a human being, which means you're completely opposite to what you perceive when people look at you. But before jumping into that, bro, let me just take half a second to introduce Reggie to my community. So Reggie is a yoga instructor, a CrossFitter, a rapper, an entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about all of it in a second. And for Reggie's community who doesn't know me, my name is Christopher Dedeyan. I am a professional speaker and a peak performance coach. So my brother, let me just start off by saying namaste, because I know you
Namaste. Thank you so much,
always
Chris.
start off with that.
Yeah,
And
you're an
brother,
amazing man too, eh?
my brother, thank you, my
Everything that
brother. I
you just
appreciate.
said goes out to you, man.
Yeah, I
All love.
appreciate you. I appreciate you. And you know what? There's a saying in English that goes, "A fisherman sees another fisherman from afar." So
Yeah, true,
if you see it, you have it. That's the way I look about it. So when
true.
I see greatness, I kind of be like, "Hey, okay, if I see it, then I could do it. If this is like that, I could do that like that."
Real
And brother, I just
recognize
want to
you. Yeah.
Reggie, I just want to start off by you kind of giving us the definition of namaste, because I think it's definitely utilized a lot, but I don't think a lot of people have that definition, and I know that you do. So can you just explain what does namaste mean? Let's just start off with that.
Well, it's very simple. Namaste means that everything inside of me salutes everything inside of you. For example, my love salutes your love. My strength salutes your strength. My intelligence salutes your intelligence. My family salutes your family. My soul salutes your soul. So it's a sign of respect and a recognition of everything that goes on all around your universe towards my universe.
I love that so much. And the main reason why I love it, because it breaks apart different parts of your being, right? It's not just one, this three-dimensional physical body. There's so
Yeah,
much more in the individual. And by you saying namaste and explaining it like that, you
yeah,
realize, hey, wait a minute. I have power. I have love. I have strength. I have heart. I have
yeah,
spirit. And that recognizes the same within you. So I
yeah.
love that. And Reggie, tell me, how did you get into yoga? Because, like I said, you are a dichotomy. Like, if people haven't seen Reggie, he's an intimidating individual. What I mean intimidating, I mean physically. Before you start talking to him, he's big, he's muscular, he has energy. You would not perceive you as an individual being not only a yoga, like a yogi, but an instructor and a hell of a good one at that as well. And I'll mention that a bit later on because I've done a couple of your classes. So, how did you get into yoga?
Well, I started like 10 years ago in 2012, so almost 10 years. Yeah, I was sitting back in the days in the gym, Atlantis gym. I was just finished my workout, so I was a big bodybuilder, like I was back in the day I was about like 250 pounds, I think. Now I was sitting
Wow.
down, I was taking my shake, like post workout, chilling, talking to all them girls, them bikini models and all that. Then my boy Vincent Pontbriand, now he's my marketing guy. Now I work with him. It's
Okay.
crazy. And he came to me and said, "Yo, I'm going to idolem to a yoga class, a hot yoga class." I was like, "What? Yoga? I ain't doing this shit, man." In French, we say I was a little bit macho.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, "Yo, come try it." So I was like, "Okay, I'm proud." So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna come." So the first time I did a yoga class, it was a hot power yoga class, a power
Hmm.
yoga, bro. It was one of the most difficult thing I ever done in history of fitness in my life, bro. I couldn't handle any position. I couldn't. I was shaking the whole time. Every poses, I was like, "What the fuck?" Then I was looking all around the class, and then I was seeing all the girls like hanging out, chilling, eyes closed, and I was like, What the fuck, man? I'm a big bodybuilder. I'm supposed to be fucking strong, and I cannot even hold a plank for like 15 seconds. Then at the end of the class, I said to myself, "No, no, no, never again. This is gonna happen to me in fitness." So I never stopped. So since that day, I went to yoga every day. So meditation, sun salutations. I'm in yoga, and I became a yoga instructor just because yoga called me. I never asked people to train them as a yoga teacher. Universities started to call me, schools started to call me,
Let's
um,
go.
yoga studios started to call me. All my clients were like, "Yo, we want to do yoga with you." I was like, "I'm not a yoga instructor." No, no, no. Yes, you are. So I went to study back in 2017 in Guadeloupe to have my yoga TTC,
Oh
yoga
wow.
teacher training camp, a full month. So we start the day at 6 a.m. and we finish around 9 p.m. And it's all meditation, studyings, yoga, meditation, studyings, and helping people. And this is how I started yoga. Yeah.
Bro, that was amazing. And in the beginning, I was laughing because the way you just portrayed that story, everybody that thinks they're somewhat athletic or they do this, they do that, has felt that experience going into a yoga class and then looking at the people around you doing it so perfectly and you
Yeah.
struggling at everything. You're like,
I was
what is
struggling,
going
bro.
on? What is going on? And this is where I come from when it comes to athleticism. I think there's three main categories. There is strength training, so you have to
Yeah.
have somewhat of a resistance. There's cardiovascular, so your VO2 max,
Yeah.
so you have to have somewhat of a cardio, and flexibility. And unfortunately, especially for guys, the flexibility part get pushed away. They don't stretch and all that. But if you want to be an
Yeah.
all-around athlete, you have to have all of these three elements
Yeah.
quite significantly worked out. And this is why I love yoga as well on that end. So that is amazing that you embrace it coming from like the muscle building industry world, going into yoga. And as well, you do a lot of CrossFit, which is where we first
Yeah. Yeah.
met as
This is
well. We're from
where
the
we
same
met.
world.
Yeah.
So, Reggie, tell me, my brother, I know that you're like in the rapping game as well, which you kind of
Uh-huh.
restarted lately. I know you
Yeah.
were before. I don't know much about the industry, and like I have a lot of people around me that kind of knows that industry. Why did you decide to go into it? What's your latest single about? Like what's that whole story about when it comes to rapping and the Montreal game around that?
Well, back in the days, I stopped rapping in 2013
Okay.
just for because back in this there was nothing to do with music, and I was putting so much work into it that I woke up one day. I woke up and one of the artistic director of a radio station that I'm not going to mention called me, and I had an artist back in the days I used to write for her because I'm also a writer,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, I write for singers. Right now, I'm working with Vito Luprano, the Celine
Okay.
Dion's producer, and we're working together with a singer called Marie-Ève. So big things coming up, man. But yeah,
Let's
so back in the
go.
days in 2013, yeah, one director of a radio station called me. He's like, "Yeah, Reggie, we have to take out your song." So in the radio, I was like, "Why?" He said to me, "Because we don't know you, and we have other singers." And everybody was voting for her to go in the top 5 or top 10 back in the days. And so it was
Hmm.
like, so there's people around us, they don't know you, so we cannot continue with you. So have
Shit.
a good continue. So I have a good career. We cannot do nothing for you. So back in the days, I was young. I was like, what? So I just said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go into fitness, and I'm very grateful that this happened to me because now, 8 7 8 years after, now I'm back with a big vendetta. I'm back with all my power, all my knowledge, all my contacts, everybody I know. So there's nothing they can do. Now I'm gonna put my music all around the city, all around the country, and
Let's
maybe
go.
internationally. So this is what happened. But now I started to write because I didn't have nothing to do during COVID, the quarantine, all that. I didn't have nothing to do. I was sitting at home, smoking a little bit of weed, watching TV, and then I was like, yo, let's start writing. So I started writing. So shout out to COVID. That's because of COVID. And you know, sometimes we always hear people, yo man, because of COVID, I don't have money anymore. I'm stressed out. I'm this. Yo, just be grateful for the present moment. Just be
I
grateful.
love
Take
that.
time. So now everything is going back to normal. But I mean, just take time to go back to your inner self. You know, so I was telling my all my best friends, all my clients, just go draw something, start painting, start writing, go read a book and all that. So me, I started to write back, and now I'm back into the rap game. And now I write songs for my singer that I just signed. And because I started writing songs, now I'm working with Vito Luprano, who used to produce Celine Dion. This is crazy. So shout out
Let's
to
go.
COVID. Shout out
Let's
to
go.
COVID for real, man.
I I love that. I love that. When you're saying shout out to COVID, obviously there was a lot of things that were negative about COVID, but this is a solid silver lining, which is having a moment to go within, which is essentially what yoga teaches, which is what meditation teaches. And
Yeah,
when you go within, then you have opportunities to be more creative, such as
yeah,
you're writing, such as a painting, like you were saying to your clients, or reading a book, or so on and so forth. So, man, I'm so glad that you've tapped back into that that artistic side of you, that creative side of you, to really
yeah,
put your greatness out there. Now, does that mean that, because right now I know that you do yoga, I know that you have yoga courses online as well, which I want to talk about in a second.
yeah.
Does that mean that the music is going to take the forefront a bit more within your career? How are you kind of separating that as an entrepreneur with everything you do?
Well, my marketing partner asked me the same question. It was like, yo, Reggie, you have to make a decision. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I want to do both. So for the moment, I think that I'm gonna try to push a little bit more music because we have good opportunities to go worldwide. So because of the connections that I have, and for the yoga, I will never stop teaching
Yeah,
classes. And even if I wake up tomorrow and I have 50 millions in my bank account, I'm gonna teach. It's gonna be a reason
yeah.
for me to teach for free, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm always. I wake up every morning. I wake up around 6:30. My first clients at 7:50. I do private. I do now on Monday. We start back the yoga classes. So this is my life. This is what I'm passionate for. That I love to help people. So I think that I'm gonna promote more my music, but I'm gonna teach yoga like behind the scenes. Yeah,
I love it.
because
I
I
love
need to
it.
choose which one I'm gonna promote more. On the social medias and all that for the
You,
brand and.
You know what, Reggie? As I was kind of asking you and hearing you speak, I'm reminding a lot of my mentors and my coaches kind of telling me sometimes it's not a question of this or that. Sometimes it's a question of this and that. So I do
Yeah,
believe that there can be both within the balance. You just have to know strategically how to place what where.
yeah.
And one thing you highlighted that I just wanted to really emphasize on is that yoga, you don't care if you have 50 mil in the bank or whatever situation you're in your life, it's always going to be there. So that's your
Always.
anchor. That's your anchor. So it's important, guys, like to have anchors within your life as well too. And that could be working out, that could be reading a book, that could be going for a walk, that could be whatever. But those anchors set you, reconnect you to Mother Earth and the universe, then to go do what you need to do. And for you, what you need to do might actually be the music side or whatever the case is. And Reggie, one thing I want to ask about the music and the writing. You're somebody that, like I said, you're very inspirational. And when you start speaking, I feel it. You're somebody that's very you're somebody that's authentic. C'est rare I was going to say in French. It's rare that people are like truly authentic, and I feel it with you. What do you want to do within your music to motivate people? Is that something a part of it, or just more like you want to create music to jam and all that, or there is that aspect of helping? Because you did mention you love helping people.
I just want to give them hope. For example, in my last single, it's called Juger. That means judge.
Hmm.
And in the chorus, I say, I'm gonna spell it in English after. I say, euh, tous ceux qui veulent me voir tomber, je médite pour vous et je garde la voix. Priez pour moi afin que lorsque ça fera mal, je garde la foi. That means like everybody hating on me. I meditate for you, and I ask you to pray for me. That's when it's gonna be hard and difficult, and when it's gonna be hurting, when it's gonna hurt. That I keep going with hope,
Faith.
with faith. Yeah,
I
exactly. I
I
say
love
it
it.
anyway. Yeah,
I love it. And that's essentially kill them with kindness, right? I
yeah,
thoroughly believe that. I thoroughly,
yeah,
like, if you have haters, if you have this, that, and the other,
yeah,
try to think about what is that person going through to write that hateful comment or so on and so forth. So just send empathy towards them, and because they might be going through something difficult. So I love that saying, man, and awesome job on that end, Reggie. And Reg, if you don't mind me asking, one question I have. Where does the Jupiter come from? Because your name is not Jupiter. It's obviously a stage name. It's your rapping name. What does that have to do? Is there a story behind the Jupiter?
yeah. Jupiter came like probably 10 years ago. It's for Jupiter is Zeus, but pour les Romains. So
Uh,
how you say Romain in English?
Romans.
Romans.
Yeah, yeah.
For the
It was right there.
So for the Greeks, they have Zeus, and for the Romans, it's Jupiter. They're the same god and the same story, but with just different language. That's it. And also for the planet Jupiter, the biggest planet on the universe. So that's the one lightning in Jupiter. Just the smallest lightning in Jupiter can make disappear the planet Earth. Yeah, the smallest. Yeah.
I love
So
that. I
it's a
love
mix
that
of
because
both.
I
Yeah.
love that because every like usually artistic people or anybody that picks something, there's always like a saying or an understanding or a signification for that thing. And I knew that you had one, and I didn't know what it was. And now that you just explained it, makes perfect sense to who you are with your power and your size and your energy in itself.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you
Reg,
so much.
I want to be respectful for your time here, and I just want to ask you a couple last questions. First and foremost, let's just start off with where can people find you if they want to get yoga classes by you or your online course or so on and so forth? What's the best way to connect with you when it comes to your private coaching training or your yoga training? Let's start with that.
I have so for my private workouts, I mean, I just do it because I'm passionate. I'm fully booked for the private sessions and all that. I train
Okay.
people that have been known for like years and years, and I don't want to give up on them, you know. But for my
Mm-hmm.
yoga classes, I'm gonna give yoga class for idolem, for the idolem
Okay.
studios in Laval, Mascouche, and Saint Eustache.
Okay.
So if they go directly on the website of idolem, they're gonna see the schedule and where is so they're gonna see Reggie Jupiter, for example, on Monday in Laval, Sunday in Laval, Wednesday Mascouche, Thursday Saint Eustache, and all that. So just go on indolem.com. And for my challenges. So every 2 months, I have a new challenge. For example, my last was an abs challenge. It's 10
Okay.
minutes per day at home. It's a home workout. So my website basically is a home workout challenges. That it's always 10 minutes per day, but very very hard. And it's yoga fitness. It's a mix of functional workout and yoga on the mat. So that's the culture that I created during time because I've been doing CrossFit. We've been doing
Mm-hmm.
CrossFit. I've been doing yoga all these years. So I created a kind of new sport, but in a yoga mat. So it's really hard. So sometimes we have like AMRAP 10. So during every minute we have to change exercises. I do like 21, 15 nines in the yoga class. So sometimes people are like, oh, this is crazy. I did that 21:59 in a CrossFit gym. I'm like, yeah, we do it on the mat too with yoga poses and all that. So you can so there's idolem.com and yogaavecreggie.com for my home workouts. Yeah.
Awesome, my brother. And I'll
Or
link
just
all
DM
those
me as
up.
well. Just DM me. Yeah.
Awesome. So all those will be linked up, and I just want to say as well, I've done a couple of your classes, and yeah, coming from the CrossFit world and doing yoga as well, it is a fun mix. So if somebody wants that, like,
Yeah.
hey, the stretch and all that, and wants to get a solid sweat, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Reggie's classes are definitely fun for that. And me as a CrossFitter, I'm somebody that goes hard. Even in your classes, I felt like, hey, wait a minute, like this is a different type of hard as well,
Yeah.
which was very interesting. So Redggy, my brother, that is just phenomenal. I'll link that up below. And last question I have for you: what can I do
Yeah.
to support you more, brother? Is there anything that I could do with my platform? Anything to support you and your goals
You're
and
already
ambitions?
doing it. You're already doing it. Just keep spreading the power of love, the
Let's
power of
go.
fitness. The way that you motivate people, you inspire me so much already. I already told you. I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. And my love salutes your love. My
Let's
strength,
go.
my power salutes your strength and power. And love is happiness, man. Namaste. This
I
is
love
real.
you, brother.
This is
I
real.
I really love you, man. You're so
Love gonna
genuine,
win.
man.
Love gonna win.
Love always wins. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And Redggy, thank you for sharing this moment with me and the audience here. For all the people that are going to re-listen to this on the replay, don't hesitate to comment. For all the people that were live, awesome. I love you guys. And for anybody that's listening to this on replay on my YouTube channel, don't hesitate to comment, like, and we'll be able to answer any of the questions that you have, me and Redggy. Reg, once again, thank you, my brother. Keep up the
Thank
phenomenal
you.
work. I am
Thank
a
you.
fan. I am a brother. If you need anything, I'm here for you. All right.
Love.
All right.
Yeah.
Ciao, brother.
Thank you and ciao.